Hi everyone, I'm Candice Ruggiero, a speaker and the host of the Intentional Excellence podcast. Today, I'm closing a chapter that's been close to my heart, the Burn Not Broken series. This journey brought together voices from around the world, each one sharing raw, honest stories of pain, grief, betrayal, illness, addiction, loss. Moments that could have left them in pieces. But instead of letting those experiences destroy them, each of my 8 incredible guests made a choice to rise, to rebuild, to use the fire not as something that broke them, but as something that shaped them. They taught us that challenges are not the end of us, and they are often the beginning of our true purpose. These moments of darkness, when faced with courage, can spark something powerful: clarity, strength, and direction. So, to Nicole, Alma, Konitra, Alicia, Lakeisha, Garisha, Louise, and April, thank you from the bottom and deepest part of my heart. Thank you for sharing your story, your truth, and your purpose with all of us. And I wish you nothing but growth, peace, and light in your journey ahead. And please know, I'll always be here cheering you on and supporting you however I can. And to my listeners, thank you for showing up. These stories remind us that we are not alone and that our struggles can become our strength if we let them. Do not let your challenges break you. Let them build you. Let them become the reason you rise higher, love deeper, and live more fully. So here, once again, are my 8 powerful guests, each one sharing their life, their lessons, and their purpose. This is Burn, Not Broken, and I'm Candice Ruggiero, your host. Take care, everyone.
We have to realize that if we're broken and we're trying to pour into somebody else that's broken, two broken
Yes.
items cannot fix each other. So we have to, somebody has to be whole and somebody has to be,
Yes.
we're not gonna ever be completely whole because the things that we have came across have fractured our bodies, have changed our mindset, have taken us to a different level. But even in the midst of all of that, we still have the ability to pour from a full
Right.
glass because every time we take the things that we've been through and we help
Right.
somebody else heal, our breaks are stealing. So every time I pour into somebody and I'm helping them heal, that break in my glass is closing up. It's getting
Yes.
closer and closer. And then eventually it's going to be a full glass again. And I'll be able to pour into many people because now I'm full. Now I'm whole.
Yes.
And I can learn how to help them pour from a full glass. And that's what I'm trying to do. I want to be the person that helps you fix your broken glass so that you can pour into other people. And the more that I do that, the more that I talk to people, the more that I get on podcasts or shows or do my own show or, encourage
Yeah.
somebody, the more full my glass becomes. So even with you and your podcast, you're going to heal so many people, but in the process of healing the people that are coming to you or on your show or listening to your show, you're going to heal as well because you're going to be talking about your story. So every time we talk
Yes.
about our story, we're laying a piece of that story down. And it doesn't hurt us that much. Every time we talk about it, it hurts a little bit
Yes.
less. And then from that hurt that you lay down, you're picking up power.
Right.
So every time we tell our story, we're picking up more power and we're releasing the hurt, we're releasing the pain. So we have to continue to release the hurt, release the pain, and pick up the power and help other people do the same thing.
From my bed to my wheelchair. But in life, like I was saying, if you have a choice to be better or bitter, and I chose to be better. Before I had my stroke, I wrote 2 books. After I had my stroke, I've written 4 more books on my telephone with one finger. Because you see, in 2021, I almost died. They didn't expect me to live. They called my family to my bedside and they said, if you want to see her on this side, you got to come now. And I refused to die with my purpose inside of me. So once I got better, I was looking at, okay, I love writing, but I can't write now because my side of my body that is affected is my dominant side, the side that I write with. But I said, when I text with one finger on my phone. I can write a book like that and send it to the editor. See, each and every one of us have purpose in life. Prophesied that I wasn't just going to be national, I was going to be international. And so all that things that I told you about happened, and being an international speaker was put on the back burner. It was never the right time. And then 2 years ago, my apostle, before he died, he said, you're not just national, you're international. Now I'm laying in my bed, I'm unable to move in. I believe God that I'm going to walk again. But right now, I'm in a temporary situation. I began to do these podcasts, not to get my name out there, not to be famous, but to share my story with other women that you might be going through hard times. Your situation might seem dark and dim and there's no way out of this. But God has a purpose for us and He has a destiny. And I began to speak on these podcasts 2 years ago. And in 2 years, I've spoken on over 400 podcasts, conferences, and seminars right here from my bed.
My parents, they were big believers of faith, and even when I was in a relationship, we did separate. Me and my parents separated because of the relationship. So when I finally got back with my parents, and it was just like a gathering where you see you haven't seen anyone in forever. And
how long was that? How long was this distance?
I would say maybe 2 years. 2 years, and my parents are elderly now. But my dad, he was 81 when he passed. So I was so fortunate to come back into their lives and to be with my dad before he passed. So and just I feel like they were my religions and my friends that are now my family.
Well, yes.
A good support system. I feel like you need a good support system. Even when you're going through something, if you don't have that support system, go to a counselor, go to a pastor. I know sometimes you don't want to talk to close friends, but sometimes those close friends can see what you're not seeing.
Right.
So they can still be that person that you talk to, and they can kind of give their input and let you know, hey, this is what I see, because I'm seeing from
right.
So anybody that can be that support system for you, just talk to someone, please, and just talk to someone and just tell them what's actually going on. Don't keep it with them.
It just takes one tiny decision to decide that you matter, and then the follow through is where the hard work comes in. But just decide that you matter, and then once you make that decision, just move forward and act like there's no other choice. There's no other option because you made that decision. So you don't get to keep making it over and over. You don't have to make it over and over. You just have to follow through because you made the decision that you matter, and you do matter. every one of us matters. And it's not right to have so many people suffering. It's not right when there's so many people that are here to help, and
Right.
so that's just one thing, make that decision. It's a tiny decision, that you matter, and just go from there.
I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for my son's death. And I share this, but I share that as my son's death was the worst death I ever encountered.
Right.
Hear me out for a second. It is the best death I've ever encountered.
Yeah.
Because had I not lost him, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have this mindset where I am today. I wouldn't be helping grieving mothers. Now, here, I think I forgot to mention that professionally, I have my degree in counseling. So I've talked to grieving mothers prior to losing my son. From a professional standpoint,
Okay.
I talk to them just from a person who cares about people. But now I
you're
talk to
actually
mothers
talking based on your experience now.
Right.
Wow.
And so because of the death of my son, I show up different. And so again, It was the hardest death I've ever faced, but it has been the best death in regards to me being able to show up differently and have a better purpose in life.
This is the essence of my method.
Okay.
And that's why we can find that not like with this wand, this magic wand. It's not like a magic wand, but it's a deep work. And then I'm not alone doing this, because we are in a cooperation with my clients that they are also need their own work. They need to face their past. They need to face what they've done, what they haven't done. And it's also really big part of, as you mentioned, the self-love, how we can go back to see ourselves, who we really are, and not what we learned, what we believe that others told us. It's a kind of like peeling off all the layers.
Yes.
And coming back to ourselves and seeing ourselves on completely different way, no matter what others are told, how they are judging, how they are criticizing us. And also here, it's something really deep, maybe confident, or maybe a kind of like deep knowing, coming home to ourselves on all levels, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and soul level. And when all aligned, then, I can fully embody what I'm doing.
Yeah, who you want to be and what you want to do.
Yeah.
I think it's not just textbook. I think it's, that authenticity. It's really tapping into under the surface level. It's people want to know they're heard and seen and feel safe. You can bring the textbook out, but I think it's really that authenticity, building that relationship with clients to empower them to be heard, to show what is going under the iceberg, under the surface level. And when I worked in corporate, there was, I wrote an article yesterday for something, and it's all, yes, everything's fine, smiley. We're scared to show our vulnerability because we feel we're going to look like we're failing, but we're not.
Yes.
And burnout, people pleasing, over-giving. It's like women, especially, all the different roles we're juggling. I suppose after Ella, I thought, I'm fearless now. Nothing can be worse than that. So that's why I keep going forward, and I show my clients, it's okay to show your vulnerability. I've had clients that are burnt out, signed off work, but it's helping them surrender to that, the people-pleasing executive who actually can put her tools down and actually start connecting within, really connect with the true self. And like I say, I've trained in corporate. I'm a Reiki master. 2000. I trained in holistic therapies, aromatherapy, reflexology. Not that I went into that because I went back into corporate, but I've got knowledge in the backbone, and counselling. I'm spiritual, and I'm bringing that more into my practice, and that really helped me at the darkest moments after the death, and even in my corporate world. By being spiritual, I hid it at that time, but it helped me get through the burnout, the constant grind, the overgiving, the hard work. colleagues who, you know, it's quite challenging, isn't it? Working with different people if they're not being very nice to you. So I help clients feel more confident and really tap into their inner power, which is under the surface, and those hidden whispers, bringing them forward, you know, to really heal and live the life they're meant to have.
Had those moments wherein I really thought everything is like, I stopped dreaming, Candice. Literally, those are the times wherein, oh man, I didn't want to think about the future anymore. I just lived for the day. I lived for that day, one day at a time, and I stopped. So I just don't want to get hurt. I don't want to hope because I don't know if there's still hope. So at the time, I was really, really, you know, in the darkest moments. Of course, a lot of prayers, a lot of support, a lot of therapy. I went through, I had a cancer coach who helped me with my mental health. Definitely, I needed someone.
Good.
And without that person and without my support group, my best friends, you know, I wouldn't really be the person that you will always see who is so positive and all that. It's because I had that backing me up, right? And when I finally when I keep sharing, you know, I keep saying that it's therapeutic because it makes me grounded. That you are in this so important season. Yeah, you're in this season right now, but you're not gonna be there forever. So that reminded me so much of that. So just, you know, slowly I will start hoping again, like, okay, little things. I find silver linings in every day. Like, okay, the test result had negative lymph node, no cancers in my lymph node. Great, I celebrate that. I celebrate small wins. Because if I focus on the bad things, it will just eat me down. It will eat me up so much. So I focus on the little things that will bring me joy, and we celebrate it in a very big way. And because of that, my mindset shifted. Did you know, Candice, that there was also a time that when you mentioned because I was fit and all that, right? There was a time that I kind of questioned why it happened to me. Because I was fit. I was healthy. I took care of my body. I was at my fittest when I was diagnosed. And what changed my perspective was my husband who told me, be thankful that you got your cancer at this season of your life, that you are fit. Because everything that you've been doing all those years, we're actually preparing for this path.